Hello again, and I'm back today with another video in the Safe Relationship Training series. And today I want to speak about the abuser and decommissioning. And what I mean by that is the attempt by the abuser to decommission, that is to put the victim out of action, to take them out of action. And this means that they are more able to control the victim when they are when the victim is no longer able to function at the level that they were at before. And so this is an attempt by the abuser to actually disempower, decommission, take them out of action, weaken the victim so that they have more control and dominance over the victim, and they have less comeback, they have less to fight against in order to keep the victim under their thumb. So the decommissioning can also happen for another reason, and that is to foster an atmosphere of intimidation so that the victim feels so intimidated that they start to renounce their power, if you will, start to hand their power over to the abuser through fear, because they are so fearful, so intimidated by the abuser's behaviour, whether that's rage, whether that's constant criticism, or whether it's undermining in other areas. When the victim feels frightened enough, then they are automatically going to readjust their behaviour so that they do not anger the abuser anymore. They do not aggravate the abuser, and that means that the victim adjusts her behaviour or his behaviour over time. They start to almost decommission themselves by negating their own power, negating their own confidence and their own self-esteem through the abuser's abuse on every level. So the abuser would have, before they get to the physical violence, they would have used other measures such as psychological, emotional, spiritual, sexual abuse, so that the victim is brought down to a level where they will accept finally physical abuse because their self-esteem and confidence is so low. So this decommissioning, deconstructing of the victim is done over a period of time. It's done sometimes subtly at the beginning, and the abuse increases in severity and in quality over time as well. And you will see this increase to where it becomes psychological abuse in terms of gaslighting, rewriting history, lying, denial of what is happening, blaming of the victim, and that's guilt-inducing as well. And all this, added together as it were, decommissions the victim so that they are put out of action. They're no longer able to operate at the level of empowerment that they were before. They start to feel as though their identity has been chipped away by the abuse, and they no longer recognize themselves for who they were. So this is a serious stuff. This is something to be aware of. Because the initial abuse is so subtle, we may not realize what it is, which is why conscious awareness is so important, that we remain consciously aware of what's happening right from the beginning, right from the dating stage, and we become aware particularly of what's happening when the abuse increases. An increase in abuse will often come through more commitment in the relationship in some form from the victim. So the abuser feels more safe, more secure in increasing the abuse. So we have the seduction stage, then we have the increase in subtle abuse, increase in more profound abuse, and at the end of the day the victim is completely, potentially put out of action and unable to stand up for themselves and unable to have any form of empowerment in the relationship at all. So I hope that's helpful for someone out there, and as always, stay safe and very happy. Bye bye.